Hi everyone, it's Dr. Bridget, your professor of all things fashion, and today I'm back with my second theme video for Spring Summer 2025, and it's called Digitopia. So, our digital fashion world, all right? So, we were introduced the world to the metaverse, over a year ago, maybe 2023 it was, and it just opened up this whole new space, this virtual space where people can exist and make purchases, including clothing. And this really evolved from gaming. Gaming is huge. It's a huge area, that I don't really get involved in, but it is creating a space for fashion to exist in. That never existed before. And we see it on the rise, like the impact of the use of artificial intelligence to create digital clothing, and then the sale of digital clothing in virtual spaces, specifically right now video games, but how that will evolve in the future into a real, real virtual world where you can, as a consumer, an individual, have an avatar and live, work, make money through the sale of these NFTs, these non-fungible tokens that also can be connected to many other things for purchasing. So, it's going to evolve. And right now, it's one of the top themes in fashion that has evolved as a forecast that is connected to trends that are evolving. All right, so that's what we're going to get into today. And just understand that it's all about the evolution of technology and how it's impacting fashion and how consumers, you and I, interact in our environment. All right, and then how our interactions in those environments will impact our clothing choices. All right, and then hence it leads to the evolution of another stream of income for businesses. So now businesses creating, virtual stylists, our virtual try on dressing rooms. So everything being interpreted in a virtual way to enhance the consumer's shopping experiences. And, there are lots of consumers that are excited about it. It's a form of entertainment and just another avenue to explore. So this is where our world is evolving and how we will exist and are existing now. All right, so the themes that I'm going to get into speak to Digitopia, like how can we exist in this world? What virtual world? What are some style trends, themes that are on the rise that are impacting how we can exist in this virtual world, and how it's right now today, influencing fashion styles that we wear in physical life. Okay, underwater fantasy is our first interpretation. So it's all about, again, how we can be inspired by this virtual futuristic space. So it's really being captured by texture, a translucent, like ethereal, like transparent, clear, lightweight, lifeless textures, and water is what I'm finding. How we are connecting fashion and virtual technology, futuristic experiences or representations of fashion. Okay. And we are drawing on, like I said, transparent, ethereal, lightweight fabrications and inspired by water. Okay, I hope you got that. So underwater fantasy is that. So what are fabrics that replicate, the feeling of being weightless, replicate water and the textures that we find in the underworld space. All right. So, okay, did you understand that? Did you get that? Okay, because you may not necessarily connect fashion technology, AI, this virtual world, virtual space to fashion. But the thing is, it exists, the metaverse exists, is going to continue to evolve and impact and be part of our world. Okay, you choose to interact with it or not, but it still exists, right? So how are we going to dress in the metaverse? How are we going to dress in this virtual space? These are what I'm presenting: ideas, trends that have been forecasted of how to dress in that space virtually, and how we can dress now in the real world. Okay, because technology impacts our real world every day. That's how we're engaging right now, through technology. All right, so next is Otherworldly AI, artificial intelligence. So this is a look theme all of its own. And what it is, our futuristic style. What would we dress like in the future, in this, this far off future place, flying around with jetpacks and just, whatever you can imagine. Okay, so they're calling it Otherworldly AI. And as I said, the main fabrications and textures and ideas that we're drawing from to create the fashion to represent this otherworldly virtual experience is about transparency, translucent, lightweight, lifeless almost fabrics, and muted colors and dark colors, and paying attention to textures and very, very minute, delicate details in the garments. All right. So now we're moving into the fun side of it. Okay. What I started with was the literal technology futuristic side, but for the person who's I'm not interested in that, how can I apply this Digitopia theme, to something that I'm interested in? This is the other side of it. It's just fun, having fun with it, being playful, and taking on a different persona, a different style of dress. So it's called shape shifter, and that's exactly what I just said. So it's okay, in the virtual world, in the real world, let's start in my real life. I work in a very structured work environment, so you might have to dress traditional. This is my example, and not be able to show your fashion personality. Well, in the virtual world, I'm going to shape shift and become this bright, colorful, playful persona, and my dress is going to speak to that. And what I presented here really touches on activewear, because this really is what is evolving, and how a lot of activewear brands are trying to interpret and embrace these themes with bright colors. And I spoke about this in my previous video. All right. Next, hyper-haptic. So I spoke about this a couple seconds ago. The use of, or paying attention to detail and the use of texture in the designs of the garments that are inspired by the virtual futuristic world. So you see ruffles, ruching, and just the build up of volume that's being achieved with these lightweight fabrics. These fabrics are not structured, stiff fabrics. They're flexible and they're lightweight, but we're creating texture with the manipulation of the fabrication. And they call it hyper-haptic because the volume, creates some drama, and we're trying to create drama in the virtual world. That's it. And cartoonification. Let's be fun. Let's be playful. Again, this idea connects to my common connections theme that I spoke about in my previous video. I love it. I love being playful, just adding a pop of just fun, carefree to your style. So we see it being interpreted in a smiley face made with a banana and some fruit, embellishments that are oversized, flowers, the black flower, the big yellow sunflower, the chunky shoe, Crocs have these new shoes. Crush, that's what it is, Mega Crush. I bought a pair of them. They're so fun and comfortable and colorful. You can buy them in a variety of colors. So that's really what it's about, cartoonification in the Digitopia, in our virtual space, virtual world. Be fine with your style. Yeah. And then digital soft, also a real evolution of how the Digitopia future technology trend is being applied in activewear. So you see the texture, hyper texture. They're calling it digital soft. So you see the high power fleece being used. This it feels like foam, the fabrication with the New Balance crop top, and you see like the structure of the sleeve, the cutouts and the shape of it. It almost looks like a robotic arm, like those types of elements, and just the chunky sole on the Nike sandal at the bottom. It's all about texture and building up volume, but soft volume. Okay, that's flexible, digital soft. All right, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Bye.